Hello, YouTube and X. It's your main man, BTM here, bringing you back to the BTM Crypto News Network. So thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and super chat. As always, we are bringing you four Kaspa updates. So just trying to check to see. I was looking earlier and didn't see where there's a lot of people who are making Kaspa videos anymore, which is weird. But I think Kaspa is at the point where it may be settling to begin to push back up. So let me know what you guys think about that. Let me start the screen share and see what we can see. So this is the sponsor for the BTM Crypto News Network. Shout out to Caleb and Brown. Caleb and Brown helps you with your crypto journey, gives you 24/7 support. You actually talk to a live person, a real individual, and someone who can help you on your crypto journey versus a automated system or IVR bot or someone that's not really crypto friendly. So shout out to them for that and for helping through the crypto journey. But thanks for joining, and thanks for all those people that signed up to Caleb and Brown, and that is using Caleb and Brown to help you self-custody your crypto. Because in this time, as I've been saying previously, I suspect they might be at some point taking crypto off the radar and using it on your, well, the exchange might be taking it for profit, but let me know what you guys think about that. Just trying to check something real quick here. And we're going to keep it moving to the crypto bubbles. So this is a quick video we'll play real quick before we get to the bubbles. Yesterday's daily update.
People asking when IGRA, and even someone claiming they lost 15. Hey, welcome to Kaspa Daily Pulse. Here's what the Kaspa community's been buzzing about today. All right. First big thing on the real progress side. People were celebrating that KIP16 finally merged toward a testnet reset. The vibe in the Debbie chatter was basically, massive effort, one step at a time. And then immediately, okay, cool, what's next? The next milestones people kept naming were inline and based covenants, plus talk about roll-up covenant work and waiting on inline ZK and based ZK covenants to hit testnet. Net. Today wasn't price talk only. There was genuine excitement that the roadmap is moving. Second highlight. Stablecoins on Kaspa popped up hard. Someone referenced a claim that Q1 2026.
What up, Peter? Yeah, Peter. ZBCN doing great. You know, we have the ZBCN live this evening. You guys are what is that? Chomping at the bit. I hope you show up this evening at 6 p.m. for the ZBCN update. Then XRP and Kaspa, we went down lower faster. I detected dead cap bounce. Sunday, we should fall more. This is the payday pump. I was thinking that too, Peter, actually. Real D33L. Real 4D. Sorry, but Kaspa's dead. Real 4D, not disagree with you because I was looking earlier and there is nobody but me and Freeman and maybe one or two other people making Kaspa videos, which is strange. I remember everybody and their mom was talking about Kaspa, but I do see people are watching the videos and buying Kaspa merch. So it's not quite dead yet, but definitely trying to figure out what's going on with it. Let's get back to the video.
Could bring stablecoins on Kaspa, but the chat quickly added the fine print. Likely via Casplex, maybe bridged, and potentially through IGRA early on, because it's easier and less risk for issuers. That sparked a very real split in sentiment. Some were hyped for liquidity, others were like, meh, depends if liquidity actually comes. And a few were straight up cautious about wrapped assets until ZK proofs are in place.
Third, community mood was whiplash. There was a ton of we're cooked / it's Jover energy tied to people watching KAS around the 2 to 3 cent zone. But it wasn't pure doom. You also had the dip buyers stacking, joking about future millionaires, and a bunch of people repeating variations of, I have more KAS than yesterday, and DCA beats trying to time it. The emotional read? Fear in the moment, but conviction still alive. Fourth, Casplex and IGRA trust issues are still a thing. You saw Deadplex jokes. People asking, when IGRA? And even someone claiming they lost 15 grand around Casplex. That kept the conversation grounded. Folks want ecosystem stuff, but they're wary of third-party risk. And quick bonus nerd note, someone ran into Kaspa Wasm trouble. Create wallet is not a function, plus a few reminders to run nodes and withdraw off exchanges. Very builder problems in a bear vibe. That's it for today's Pulse. Let's see what tomorrow brings. Catch you then.
Man, that's the worst stream I've ever played. I don't know what's going on with that video and why it was so up and down, but that was crazy. It's usually pretty easy and smoother. I don't know. But looking at the crypto market cap is 2.4 trillion, up 7.18. This is the best I've seen it all year. Literally the best all year. CMC 20 is $144.70, up 11.12%. And fear and greed, we're in extreme fear, which is weird because some people say we're in extreme greed. So I don't know how the fear and greed index is saying we are in extreme fear. I was looking at some earlier and it said we're in extreme greed, which is weird. What up, Silver Gaze? Make sure you guys show up this evening for the ZBCN live stream, probably at 6 or around 6 p.m. Altcoin season's at 23, so it is actually going back to Bitcoin dominance. So I don't know what coin market cap's looking at for these two because that doesn't make sense. Average crypto RSI is 46.77 in the middle of oversought and overbought. Bitcoin is at $70,577. up 10% on the day. Ethereum's up to 2,053, up 9.91%. XRP is up 24.34%. Binance up 5.03% to $659. Solana was up 10.39% to 87.16. Hyperliquid is up 2.10% to $33.06. And I guess we can check out the bubbles. But Kaspa is up 17.71%. This is the most I've seen it up in a long time. I'm talking about a long time. Current market cap is 857.57 million, up 17.71%. 24-hour trading volume is 54.73 million, up 2.64%. Let's see what's going on. I got that actually on X. I think I had this on X as well. Kaspa is one of CoinCall's most traded options. On-chain data shows Kaspa Daily that Marathon Holding Wallet continues to accumulate newly mined Kaspa. Notable, there has been no recent outflows from the wallet. Of course, because they're stacking, finally. Two large cap coins like Luna Crush, altcoin Social Momentum, plus market performance are aligning across the most followed large caps right now. We analyzed social activity across millions of posts to uncover why it's showing strength today. XRP strong resurgence in social activity tied to global payment narrative. HBAR enterprise adoption narratives remain dominant. Zcash privacy narrative gained renewed attention. Strong community engagement. Kaspa high performance POW narrative resonating with miners and developers. Growing awareness around block DAG architecture. Strong grassroots community engagement. I haven't seen it, but if you say so, keeping it moving. I think that's the article just opened up. This is the news. We'll come back to that. Currently on Kaspa Lens, Kaspa is at 3 cents, up 17.20%. Market cap is 858 million. Hash rate is 455.16 petahash. Starting supply is 27.18 billion. 94.7%. Max hash rate is 1.59 ether hash. Block reduction. I think this is what hurt the miners. The block reduction happened too fast at 3.27 cash per block reward. Currently, sentiment barometer is in greed. Let me see. Market cap was up, came down. Price prediction is around 3%, 3 cents. That really doesn't say much, actually. And actually, unlike the cash, FYI, bet this Kaspa Lens is garbage, man. Straight garbage. You never find what I'm looking for. Like, where are the addresses? That's weird. Did I take the addresses off of here? And the last article was the January 19th. Come on, bro. Where is the address information? What the freak is tube? Connect to content. Right. Overbook, order book. This is weird. Yeah, this is very helpful, actually. Very helpful. So this is 2-hour chart. Looks like Kaspa's at the 3 cents. RSI is 61.63. RSI base moving average is 42.7. Looks like it is very bullish on the 2-hour chart, and they're building volume. Check the 45-minute chart. It's bullish on the 45. We're building volume. RSI is 69.2, which is extremely high. There's a red candle and a green candle on the 45-minute. On the 15-minute, looks like it's bearish. We're losing volume there as well. RSI is 63.2. RSI base moving average is 62.9. And there's a green candle on the 15-minute. And we'll check the 4-hour. 4 hours also bullish. We're building volume. RSI is 54.34. RSI base moving average is 38.63. You can see several green candles on the 4-hour. Now, I was trying to see the numbers, but I can't figure out where that is. Many people wonder why Kaspa's growth remained limited despite its superior tech and speed. Its price has also been forming a steadily lower lows for some months, which keeps attention fixed on the weakness instead of the progress. Of course, nobody wants to pay attention to it because the prices are moving. Commentary from Kaspa Hub introduces a different explanation that focuses less on the charts and more on the visibility across border crypto space. Kaspa Hub describes the core issue as persistence, ghosting, mixed with repeated fear-driven narratives and the lack of verifiable backing. Discussions around the Kaspa price often revolves around speculation tied to short-term direction. The technical performance and network structure receives far less detailed coverage. The imbalance creates a distance between real development and public perception, which can also slow recognition even when progress continues underneath the surface. Kaspa Hub describes how limited recognition affects Kaspa's price discovery. Kaspa Hub argues that criticism frequently appears without technical depth or supporting data. Counter-arguments based on measurable fundamentals rarely receive equal attention once introduced. This uneven engagement can distort price discovery because sentiment forms before full information enters the conversation. Kaspa has a serious problem. It's not what you think. The real issue is that Kaspa is being heavily ghosted and fudded. That's what you think, huh? We're seeing a wave of random baseless claims thrown around with zero evidence, usually repeated by people who clearly haven't done any research, and most show the analyst also raises a possible large participation benefit from weaker evaluation zones during accumulation. Oh, wow. I'm just trying to share this real quick. If it ever comes up, I don't know what the lag's coming from. It was fine on my video earlier, but we will see. Future support for Kaspa on major exchanges such as Binance and Coinbase confirms institutional level awareness of technology. Listing that nature usually follows a interim review or demand assessment. Market evaluation, however, still trails behind the level of infrastructure acceptance. Kaspa Hub treats this disconnect as the serious problem limiting Kaspa's price expansion. Development progress alone cannot drive evaluation once recognition stays muted. Perception also shapes momentum more strongly than raw capability across the crypto market, especially during uncertain cycles. Price narrative and market structure continues to influence Kaspa's price trend. Kaspa's price behavior still reacts to liquidity conditions and sentiment across the wider digital asset environment. Negative narratives can travel quickly and shape expectations before technical clarification appears. Kaspa Hub notes the repeated moments where weak claims spread widely, then lose evidence after closer inspection. Perception damage may already influence evaluation during the delay. Several ecosystems signs points towards continual activity beyond price movement. Community sentiment ranking on CoinMarketCap remains strong over extended periods. Outreach initiatives have attracted millions of views. Industry recognition through Blockchain 100 award presented to Jonathan Saminsky adds another credibility layer tied to development strength. These factors highlight progress that price action alone doesn't fully capture. Since silence from influential voices form another concern by Kaspa Hub, rapid public clarification also follows criticism directed at major exchanges. Comparably acknowledged rarely appears after Kaspa's milestones or community achievements. Absence of response can quietly shape perception during market prices. And why are you talking about cards? That's weird. But I guess we'll go over to X real quick and look at some postings. Shout out to the Kaspa community. This is BTM coming back. Make sure you check us out. Just in, Kaspa's in the top 5 gainers, and still no one's talking about it, right? No one is talking about it, which is weird. Why is no one talking about it? So I did XRP. I'm not even sure what DCR is, but it is up. How the freak is it up? Flare's up 13%. HBAR, I'm glad I picked that up. It's up 13, and Kaspa is up 11 to 3 cents, and nobody's talking about it, right? There's videos about all this stuff but Kaspa, which is weird. Alert, big money is moving into these crypto assets. Institutional accumulation detected. Watch the ZBCN. Of course, Kaspa, Jasmine, Flare. I'm not even sure what BART L is in XVG. Major players are positioning. Significant capital flows suggest a strategic buildup. And this is Wales doubling down. How about you? Kaspa conviction, last liquid 100K. Delta data, Kaspa network transactions surged towards 600 million. According to Kaspa Explorer, what happened to the Kaspa Explorer, actually? Transactions on the Kaspa Unchained network rose. I found the Kaspa Explorer, actually. Oh, no, that's just the overall now. Never mind. Above 597 million, bringing the network closer to 600 million milestone. The on-chain growth reflects. Is there any sound? not. Reflects increased adoption for the network, with several major launches within the ecosystem expected in the coming months. Learn more about the Kaspa Network token in-depth article. Yeah, that'll be on the page. You guys can check that out if you want to. Both of you guys that are actually watching the video, but Kaspa price prediction, why many Kaspa holders could lose money. What? Kaspa FUD must die. Anyone can lose money if they trade narratives. That's what I'm saying, man. There's more FUD than actual videos. So this is Kaspa News, KII update, smart contracts, and more. Watch on X. And this is from last year, June last year, right? If you want to stop the FUD, putting out content. Somebody, anybody, everybody, right? And this is also from last year. This is a video from an update from Kaspa Keith.
Obviously, like whatever I say would be, trying to wrap up what KEF is doing. But I would actually love to explain a little bit about what's going on and how listings these days actually work like, just for information of the community. Obviously, like whatever I say would be, trying to wrap up what KEF is doing, but I guess it's just factually true, and people should be, informed of those. So in short, the exchange we've been speaking with is HTX. I think some people guess that. In general, that they ask for a fee, but not crazy. So we kind of agree to that. For the past, of course, some people may think it's not big enough, but we always think that the progress for white bids and for Kraken USDT trading pairs, and now for HTX, if they ask for a fee that we deem as reasonable, we will actually pay for it. But I'm not sure if many of the community understand this, but it's actually true that Kaspa is very developed and very new chain. It's UTXO model, and it's 10 blocks per second now. So it's actually presented a lot of challenges for exchanges to integrate on this new chain. Some of this cost may actually be covering their developer expenses. Let's say people work for a month or 1.5 months, that's actual costs. So that's why it takes a lot longer. I can see a lot of times that HTX exchange teams is asking questions to coder stuff and other Kaspa core people in the group chat saying, hey, they have these bugs, they have these issues, they want to. Yesterday, I think they were talking about the orphan trees or history or something like that. I'm not an expert on those. So yeah, I think things are in progress. We also approved their so-called budget for listing. I mean, that could have happened last week, but I think they're trying to secure their technology and so on. So that could happen like the next week or something. That's what I learned from.
So shout out to this guy with those updates. Breaking Kaspa is up 11% in 24 hours. Kaspa update the stats at 3 cents, 859 million market cap, 94% mined, hash rate 443 petahash, block reward 327. Next block is 3 in 27 days. That's what I'm saying, man. Why are the block rewards decreasing so fast? Breaking EVM compatible programmable layer Igrit testnet is live now in Kaspa. Smart contracts, Ethereum tools, Kaspa speed. Builders can now deploy, test real dApps on Kaspa. Big step forward. Faster, scalable, smart contracts ecosystem. So we'll see how that works out. This is how adoption begins. And I saw this.
צוות ישראלי, הוא מבוסס על מנגנון POW.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird. Kaspa isn't trending because of memes or influencers. It's showing up serious conversations. National economic TV doesn't invite hype, it invites substance. From engineering infrastructure to mainstream awareness, this is how strong digital assets are built. And consider this is in another language. I'm not even sure what they're talking about. So I'm not even going to play that video. Kaspa's up 30% since yesterday's lows. Did you buy Kaspa on this compensation? And this is Freeman Finance. Shout out to Freeman for holding down the Kaspa Army. Kaspa. This is Kaspa Daily. Kaspa continues to rank near the top in bullish sentiment metrics, sitting on the second today across tracked crypto assets, despite recent price dips. Community engagement and positive mentions remain elevated, suggesting confidence hasn't materially weakened. And that is at 79.4% bullish. That's interesting. Everyone in crypto, research Kaspa covenants. The need for banks in most crypto have just become obsolete. Research Kaspa. And this is KRC20 is about to reach its next milestone. Don't a F8 FB. I'm not even sure what we're talking about here. Indexes updates, always good. If this is quite node to enhance debugging for Kaspa and prep for vprogs, I'll take a like as confirmation. I promise I won't tell anyone. Yeah. What? Yeah, what is that? Yeah. What does this guy say? To Wolfie, what does that mean? Exactly, bro. What are you saying, man? If you're given mixed information, how are people supposed to pick it up? Can't even understand what it's saying. Something about Nacho, I'll pass. These are some great Q&A happening in chats these days. Thanks to the community and their great queries for core and taking time. Kaspa Silver, that's last year, also last year. So I don't know. But if you guys want Kaspa to do something, somebody's got to get out here and start making some posts and updates. Upon Kaspa versus Solana 1-year time frame, the gap is getting smaller. On the long run, Kaspa is set to outperform Solana and many other coins. Kaspa is the only fair launched token that generally tackles the blockchain trilemma, backed by an elite tech stack and a community that is one of the most honest I've ever seen in crypto. If Solana dips while Kaspa keeps holding strong and even moves up, we outperform Solana again 1-year period, not talking about the 3-year period. Kaspa is the only project actually solving the trilemma with elite tech and one of the strongest communities. Kaspa will be the coin everyone wants by mid-2026. 90% of the supply has already been issued. Scarcity meets demand. So we will see about that. So this is Mitchell Lim, actually. Let's see what Mitchell's talking about. And be right back.
Hope you guys are all doing well. So yes, in today's video, I do want to talk more about Kaspa, give you guys an update. What is exactly happening right now in Kaspa? Okay, there is in fact a fair few things that I do want to talk about, and it is actually very, very interesting on what is currently happening right now with Kaspa. Okay, so I do want to talk about it. Okay, like I said, there is in fact a fair few things that I do want to talk about for Kaspa today. So starting off with this. Okay, so this person says here, I've dedicated my life to Kaspa. I'm all in. It's not dependent on Kaspa being at 3 cents or 15 cents or anywhere in between. If it's not going to 0, it's going to $1. Okay, and it's that famous saying from Sailor. Okay, we know Sailor always says, if Bitcoin is not going to 0, it's going to get to $1 million. And I told you guys many times, I agree with that. Okay, a lot of us agree with that. It's the same thing with Kaspa. If Kaspa is not going to 0, and we know it's not, it's going to $1 and higher. We know Kaspa will be going to the dollar ranges. Okay, so I hope you guys are ready for that. Okay, and Kaspa Silver posted this saying supply not moved for Kaspa is on the rise. Again, over 73% has not moved in over 3 months. Holders continue to stack. Okay, so this is very, very bullish, guys. Okay, for the past 3 months, over 3 months. Okay, you guys can see, right? Over 70%, 73% supply has not moved. This is very, very bullish to see, guys. So yes, we will potentially see a supply shock soon happening for Kaspa. Okay, and VJ says here, Kaspa holders know what we hodl. Okay, supply of Kaspa not moved is on the rise despite lower prices. Eventually, supply available will be so limited that the price will be forced higher, and we know that is coming. Okay, as I told you guys many, many times, we know Kaspa has been on this downtrend, right, for over a year now. Okay, it's been a while, and eventually we're going to see a clear breakout. Once we do see a clear breakout from this downtrend, right, yes, Kaspa will form a uptrend. It's going to go back up to 8 cents, to 10 cents, okay, 13 cents, 18 cents, and eventually back up to its previous size of 20 cents, and of course reaching a new all-time high. That day will come, and I hope you guys are truly ready for that. Okay, now this is what I really wanted to talk about for today's video. Okay, so this is actually trending right now. Okay, so this idea that Vitalik Buterin, okay, is scaling the L2s for the Ethereum ecosystem. Okay, so this is like the new idea. Okay, and you guys can just clearly see it seems pretty similar to the block DAG, right? So Vitalik is copying Kaspa and pretending to reinvent, okay, the wheel. Okay, now we know, guys, okay, Vitalik and Jonathan, they know each other. Okay, I'm pretty sure they are friends. Okay, like they actually know each other, right? But I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how you guys feel about this. Okay, because if you guys are really looking at this, this does look pretty similar to the idea of Kaspa, right? So Vitalik actually posted a whole bunch of things talking about this. Again, this was posted yesterday. Okay, and this has 5 million views, guys. Okay, 5 million views. Okay, that is crazy to think about. And he is pretty much just talking about, you know, the new idea for, you know, the Ethereum ecosystem, okay, with L2s. And yes, like I said, it looks very, very similar to the idea of Kaspa. So Vitalik Buterin, is he trying to copy the idea of Kaspa? Let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think about this? Okay, but personally, I think he is. Like, this looks pretty similar to Kaspa. Okay, I mean, I don't know if you guys knew this, but I had a feeling, like personally, I had a feeling that this day will come where we see more other, you know, projects, chains and whatnot, copying the idea of Kaspa, because we know Kaspa is the end game. Okay, so honestly, we should not be surprised that Vitalik is trying to copy the idea of Kaspa, because you guys need to understand more projects out there, more chains, okay, in the crypto space will, you know, do the same. Okay, copying the idea of Kaspa and the block DAG, right? So yeah, that is that, guys. That's what's happening right now. And yeah, this post has pretty much it's pretty much trending, right? Vitalik Buterin is pretty much trending because of this post. Okay, so it's actually pretty interesting to see. If you guys want to read this, just go to you know Vitalik's official page on X. You guys can read it yourself, right? But it's actually very, very interesting on what he is doing here. And Kaspa Silver says here, just in case you are wondering, no, there will not be another Kaspa. Kaspa is the standard for proof of work and continues to make milestones that no one else can compete in. Study Kaspa, okay? And I'm pretty sure he is talking about, you know, Ethereum here. Like of what, you know, Vitalik Buterin is doing, you know, copying the idea of Kaspa. Kaspa, okay, there's not going to be a Kaspa 2.0 or anything like that. Okay, Kaspa equals Kaspa, guys. There's not going to be another Kaspa, right? That's pretty much what he is saying here. Okay, and Kaspa, right, we know it's still being tested on a lot of things. It's still, developing, of course, right? And Kaspa has been reaching a lot of different milestones. Okay, you guys need to understand, you need to study this project. Okay, once you fully understand Kaspa, the technology behind it, the block DAG, the problems that Kaspa solves, you will go all in and you will realize, the potential of where Kaspa is heading. Because like I said, Kaspa is truly the end game, right? Understand that, guys. So yeah, very, very well said. Now, looking at this, guys, okay, is this the play for Kaspa? Okay, now this is just a speculative idea. Okay, not financial advice, just like what this person says here. But is this the play? I think it is. Okay, now the one thing I disagree with is it's showing here that Kaspa will be going below a penny. Okay, below a penny. Now, personally, okay, I don't think we will see Kaspa going back below 1 cent ever again, below 1 penny. That's the only one thing I disagree with this chart. Okay, but pretty much once Kaspa does reach the bottom, and as I told you guys many, many times, I do believe where Kaspa is right now at the 3 cent levels, this is pretty much the bottom. And yes, okay, we may see Kaspa going back down to 2 cents. Okay, back down to the 2 cent levels, maybe. Okay, just maybe even potentially back down to the 1 cent levels. Okay, that is very, very possible as well. Okay, but it's just my personal thoughts. Okay, maybe we do see Kaspa going back down to 1 cent. Okay, 2 cents, yes. Okay, seeing Kaspa going back down to the 2 cent levels, that is very, very possible. Okay, even back down to the 1 cent levels. My personal opinion, I think that's very unlikely to happen, just my personal opinion, but that can be the play. No matter what, guys, where the bottom is, whether that's at the 2 cent levels or the 1 cent levels, we're going to see a bounce back up. And once we do see, like I said earlier, once we do see a clear breakout from this downtrend for Kaspa, it's going to rise back up to 10 cents, 14 cents, 18 cents, back up to its previous highs, and of course, reaching a new record high. That day is coming where we do see Kaspa reaching, a new record high. That day will come. And Kaspa holders, I truly, truly do hope you guys are ready for that, because it will come. Okay, and I know FOMO will for sure kick in when we see Kaspa reaching highs above 30 cents, 60 cents to even $1 and higher. So, Kaspa holders, be prepared, because this day will come. Okay, and I hope you guys are ready. And that's why I've been telling guys, I've been begging you guys to accumulate as much as you possibly can while all the way down over here at the 3 cent levels. This is the best time to stack Kaspa, right? It really, really is. And that is not financial advice. Always do your own research. We're looking at this, guys, and this is actually, very, very interesting as well. So apparently on-chain data shows a known Marathon Holdings wallet continuing to accumulate newly mined Kaspa. Notably, there have been no recent outflows from this wallet. So yeah, this Marathon Holdings wallet, they're just continuing to stack. Okay, this whale, right? Marathon Holdings, they're just continuing to stack Kaspa, like newly mined Kaspa. Okay, you guys clearly see that, right? And apparently there have been no outflows at all. These guys, they're just stacking and holding, which is amazing. Okay, and I told you guys many, many times, right? This is not surprising. Okay, we know, right? Kaspa whales, they are stacking, okay, which is amazing to see. And it's great to see people in general, in the Kaspa community stacking as well, especially times like this where we aren't seeing Kaspa at the 3 cent levels. So if we're looking here, Eric, here, February is getting off to a great start. Okay, keep stacking Kaspa. The market is going to be green before you know it. And yeah, you guys clearly see he's been buying a fair bit of Kaspa, right? Which is amazing. Okay, this is what we want to see, guys. People in the Kaspa community buying Kaspa at the 3 cent levels. And I hope you guys, okay, are stacking some Kaspa as well. If you can't stack right now, that's completely fine. Just buy when you can, okay? But yeah, this is amazing to see, okay? I love to see this, okay? But yeah, looking at this, guys, this person says here, what's your best pick for the next 2 years? Okay, so there's 5 different alts here. Okay, of course, Kaspa. I picked Kaspa, of course. All the rest is just noise. Okay, it really, really is. So in the next 2 years, Kaspa will for sure outperform these alts 100%. Okay, and this person says here, if you have $10,000 USDT to spend on crypto, what would you buy? Okay, and I said Kaspa easily. Okay, the rest I wouldn't even think about. Okay, and when I see things like this, guys, and I just see Kaspa, I just know it's just going to be Kaspa. Like the rest is just noise. Okay, majority of these are like meme coins, which is crazy. I don't know why you would add meme coins, but it is what it is. Okay, I mean, a fair few people are trying to make a quick buck, like a quick trade, so it's understandable. But I would pick Kaspa. Okay, and a lot of us are picking Kaspa as well, right? Let's clearly see that. That just shows how strong the Kaspa community is, right? The best community in the crypto space. But you're looking at this, and this is true. I 100% do agree. If you have 10K USD in Kaspa right now, you are practically a millionaire if you can hodl. This is true. Okay, this is very, very true, guys. Right? I 100% do agree with this. Okay, all you need to do is just hodl your Kaspa. Okay, and down in the future, you can practically become a Kaspa millionaire. Okay, just think about that, guys. Remember, like I said many, many times, the patient Kaspa holders, the ones that have true patience here, that have that long-term play mindset for Kaspa, they're going to be rewarded massively. Okay, Kaspa millionaires will be made in the future, and you can be one of them. You 100% can be one of them. Okay, if you continue to buy and most importantly, hold your Kaspa long term. Remember, Kaspa is a long term play. It's not a short term play. All right. Now, I said here, Kaspa is truly something people need to study and own. Okay, so if you guys have not yet studied Kaspa, studied anything about this project, please do. Okay, and once you do, I bet you will buy some. Okay, because yes, you do need to own this asset, right? You really, really do. Okay, so looking at the most bullish sentiment today, BitTensor is at number 1, TAO, and I know a fair few guys, okay, a fair few, people in the Kaspa community, okay, a fair few, Caspians, Kaspa holders, they do talk about this altcoin, BitTensor. Hopefully I'm saying all right, TAO, right? That's the ticker, and I did a little research about it, okay, and honestly, I don't mind it. It actually looks pretty good, but I didn't buy any. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't buy any. My main focus right now is just Kaspa and Bitcoin. That's really it. Okay, maybe I'll study more about this altcoin TAO, but as of right now, I'm not really interested in it, and I'm just really focusing on Bitcoin and Kaspa mainly right now. Okay, I'm pretty much all in on proof of work. But yeah, TAO, I know a fair few guys are in it. But yeah, it's at number 1 today. It's at almost 92%. It's at number 1, okay, of the most, bullish sentiment. And Kaspa is number 2. Not surprising. Okay, Kaspa has been in the top 3 for a while now. Okay, it has not left like the top 5, even in the top 10. Kaspa has been in the top 3 for a while, which is amazing. Okay, we know we aren't seeing, really, really weak price action for Kaspa. It's just been going down and down and down. It's been on this downtrend for a while now, like I said, over a year. But we're still bullish. We still remain bullish because Kaspa holders, we know what we hold. Okay, so amazing. Okay, amazing to see. Now, looking at the Kaspa price today, Kaspa right now is currently exactly at 3 cents. Okay, you guys clearly see that. So Kaspa, okay, has been at these 3 cent levels, and I told you guys many, many times, I think this is the best time to buy some Kaspa. While Kaspa has been at these 3 cent levels, this is the best time to accumulate some Kaspa, right? It really, really is. So I hope you guys are stacking some Kaspa, okay, because this is truly the best time to buy as much as you possibly can. Now, like I said, yes, we could potentially see Kaspa going much, much lower, back down to the 2 cent levels, even back down to maybe 1 cent, maybe. Okay, I'm not saying that will 100% happen. Okay, just my personal opinion. I know a lot of you guys think we'll see Kaspa going back down to a penny, and that may be the play. Okay, we could potentially see Kaspa going back down to those levels. If it does, I'm gonna buy. Okay, I hope you guys will obviously buy some Kaspa. at those price levels. And I know a lot of you guys have, buy orders for Kaspa at the, those buy levels, those price levels. And yeah, Kaspa today is down like 4%. Okay, you guys clearly see that. So yeah, Kaspa has pretty much been at these 3% levels for the past few days. Okay, you guys clearly see that. So it really is a blessing to accumulate some Kaspa at these prices, right? It really, really is. And, Kaspa monthly returns, we are down, okay, over 5%, almost 6%, guys, for February. Not a great start for 2026. I mean, Q1, you guys clearly see we are down over 27%. Not a great start for 2026. Okay, but I do believe, maybe Q2, Q3, Q4 will be bullish for Kaspa. Okay, we'll have to see about that because a lot of us are predicting that this year, 2026, we're gonna see Kaspa, okay, rising. Okay, and I do believe that day will come where we do see a clear breakout, and then Kaspa will be forming a uptrend, right? Like, I do believe that day will for sure come. Okay, as I talked about many, many times. Okay, we're gonna see a clear breakout happening for Kaspa. Okay, it's gonna continue to rise up to the upside, and then it's gonna form, an uptrend. Right. So Kaspa holders, I truly do hope you guys are prepared for that because that day will come. Okay, sooner than you think. So that being said, I appreciate all you guys for watching today's video. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. That is always much.
So shout out to this guy with the Kaspa updates. A lot of good information from Michael. And this is, of course, your Kaspa crew. We'll play this and shut it down for the day. And I'll get started on the video for Zebek around 6 o'clock. Keep an eye out for that.
You like your odds, get on the boat, stay up to date, thumbs up, and join the hunt. Into the boat! Crypto Crew, today we got something epic, an exclusive look at Kaspa hitting the big time on Israeli national TV. Imagine this, a homegrown Israeli project that is not just challenging Bitcoin, but revolutionizing it with lightning fast tech. And even though it was originated by people from Israel, it's truly decentralized. And it's moments like these that reminds us why we are in crypto in the first place, to be part of the innovation that is changing lives and building wealth. This excerpt features Kaspa Kas founder Sione dropping knowledge bombs on why Kaspa could be the next big thing, because in crypto, the future is now. Now, the video you're about to watch is in Hebrew, so shout out to the one who translated and subbed the vid. Stay tuned, Crypto Crew.
The rate cut will be hodl your Kaspa.
Prove all things, hold fast, that which is good. Quick reminder to keep your Kaspa coins, Bitcoins, and crypto investments safe. In our opinion, Tangem is the best way for you to do that. Right now, you can grab 20% off your Tangem wallet plus $10 in Bitcoin. Just enter in the codes NYExtra26 and Crypto Crew with the link in the description box below. Thanks so much for your consideration and support in advance, and may the Lord Jesus Christ bless you all.
קספה פרויקט שכבה 1L1 שפותח על ידי צוות ישראלי, הוא מבוסס על מנגנון POW.
Yeah, that was the video from earlier in play because I didn't know that we would hear or if it makes sense. And why does this look like the letters are upside down? What the freak is going on here? But let's see what he has to say.
אבל אנחנו מדברים פה על מהירות אדירה שמיועדת להיות הטכנולוגיה שתביא את בשורת הטוקניזציה גם למטבע הביטקוין. אז ציון, תסביר לנו מה זה אומר הקספה.
קספה, וכמו שאמרת, המטבע המייסדים הם ישראלים, חשוב לציין, כי הם פה בעלים וזה מבוזר כמו ביטקוין.
זה מטבע?
זה מטבע, זה רשת כמו ביטקוין, מטבע כמו ביטקוין, קוראים לו קספה, שזה כסף ברמית, השם בא משם, ובאמת זה תוצר ממחקר של 10 שנים של מחקר על איך להפוך את ביטקוין יותר מהיר. באמת איך שהיום ביטקוין איטי מאוד ולוקח לו 10 דקות לבלוק. בסופו של דבר זה שורת של בלוקים, כמו שהמילה בלוקצ'יין, ממש, זה שורת של בלוקים מחוברים, כמו שזה נשמע. קספה, אפשר לראות את זה כצורת של עץ, מלא שורות יחד של בלוקים שמתייצרים בו זמנית. אז זה מאוד מהיר, זה עושה 10...
מאוד מהיר באיזה הקשר?
שובר שורות, אולי על זה היה הסרט.
מה הוא עוזר לאזרח הקטן, או לא לאזרח הקטן, לעשות מה זה עוזר לי שהוא מהיר?
יפה, אז היום ביטקוין קיבל את הערך שלו בגלל מאפיינים מסוימים, נכון? כי הוא דומה מאוד לזהב במאפיינים האלו, ואחד הבעיות הראשונות למה זהב הפסיק להיות זהב, זה בגלל שהוא לא מהיר מספיק, ואנחנו היום בפלאפונים, הכל עובר משנייה, ואי אפשר באמת להעביר זהב ממקום למקום בשנייה. אז הביטקוין עונה על המאפיין הזה, אבל זה עדיין, כעיקרון שיצרו את ביטקוין, הם רצו שזה יהיה peer-to-peer cash, שבאמת נוכל לשלם אחד השנייה, שאני יכול ללכת לחנות ולשלם. אבל מי יחכה לך 10 דקות שיגיע לי הכסף?
I literally have no idea what these guys are saying. Every once in a while I hear Kaspa or proof of work or something with crypto, but as the rest of this is going, I have no idea what's going on here, bro.
אף אחד לא מחכה את זה, וזה במקרה הטוב 10 דקות. לא להיכנס לעמלות הגבוהות בין $5 ל-$20, תלוי המצב. אז כאילו, אם אנחנו באמת רוצים שזה יהיה משומש ביום-יום שלנו, בתשתיות שלנו, צריך משהו שיכול להתחרות מול ויזה.
אז זה נותן לי, אם אני מבין נכון, זה נותן לי בארנק הדיגיטלי, אם אני רוצה לשלם בביטקוין, אז זה מייעל את המהירות?
לא, זה מטבע בפני עצמו.
זה כמו אתריום סולאר, מטבע נפרדת.
מה מצב המטבע הזה? הוא ירד, לא?
ירד ב10% ראיתי.
כן, בהחלט ירד השנה הזאת.
אז למה? עם הטכנולוגיה
קודם כל, זה נקודה כניסה וקנייה מצוינת, ליחס לשנתיים האחרונות. צריך לציין
תכף נשאל גם את ידידיה שמחייך, האם זו נקודה
לא, אני סתם חושב...
שנמצא בשורט בכלל.
לא, המטבע, הפרויקט מאוד מאוד יפה, פרויקט ישראלי מאוד יפה, אני סתם חושב על זה פשוט שכל השוק עצמו פשוט גם נמצא כרגע בגם מאוד שלי, חשוב להגיד.
ולא קצת רבוי מטבעות?
בדיוק, איך אפשר למצוא את המטבע המוביל?
זה נקודה מאוד חשובה, אי אפשר למצוא את המטבע כל הזמן, אבל כן, יש דברים שמאוד מבדילים את קספה יחד עם ביטקוין משאר המטבעות, שזה קודם כל proof of work, שאמרנו שיש קריאה, יש קוראים שבאמת מחשבים, hardware שעובד כל היום ומייצר את המטבע הזאת ומאבטח את הרשת, לא משהו שקורה היום.
וגם שם יש היצע מוגבל, כי זה תמיד הביטקויניסטים נורא אוהבים להגיד היצע מוגבל.
זה באמת קיים.
תירוץ יפה אין לו ערך אחר, אז חבר'ה בואו, יש לו היצע מוגבל.
דווקא אולי בקיץ הקרוב, זה בים יעבור, במקום העתיק הוא יעבור עם ביטקוין, אני הולך.
או עם קספה, אז למה חייכת לגבי הקספה?
לא, כי בסוף בעצם שוב, השוק כולו כרגע נמצא באיזושהי טלטלה מסוימת, כלל המטבעות, בטח שפרויקטים יחסית קטנים שכרגע עוד מתפתחים. לגבי העניין של האם בהכרח זה הזדמנות קנייה, שוב, זה מאוד אובייקטיבי. זהו, לכן...
מאוד סובייקטיבי.
סליחה, מאוד סובייקטיבי, כן.
זה כמו לרכוש...
לא, סליחה.
זה כמו לרכוש סטארט-אפ בעיניך? זאת אומרת, את אותו מטבע, כי קשה למצוא מי הכי טוב?
במיוחד במטבעות כאלה, כמו קספה בסוף, שזה פחות, נקרא לזה, זה פחות טייפ, יש פה טכנולוגיה מסוימת, אז פה כן, זה בעצם להשקיע בחברה טכנולוגית, שאתה מאמין במוצר שלה. האם בעצם הטכנולוגיה תוכיח את עצמה כן או לא? האם יגידו, כן? הצוות חזק, הטכנולוגיה מאוד יפה, אבל...
אין לה גם הרבה מאוד מתחרים? זאת אומרת...
אז זה לא חברה, והם פה אנשים שמנהלים. יש את הצוות מפתחים, כמו שהוא טען, שהם באמת צוות מאוד מרשים, כולל יונתן סומפולינסקי, שהוא המייסד, והוא חוקר...
יש חברה שעומדת מאחורי...
אבל הם לא בעלים, הם לא יכולים לסגור את הרשת, בלי כל ביטקוין. זה היופי פה, ביטקוין הוא באמת היחיד שבביזור, במקור, ויש לו הבטחה של הרשת עם קוראים, אז קספה הוא עושה אותו דבר כמו שביטקוין עושה. בסופו של אפשר לראות שקספה זה באמת המחקר של 10 שנים על ביטקוין, הולך להפוך את ביטקוין ליותר מהיר.
מה האתגר הכי גדול באמת של פרויקט קריפטו ישראלי כזה מול ענקיות כמו אתריום, ריפל וכל השאר?
כן, אז בגלל שאמרת שזה מבוזר, וזה הם פה חברה מאחורה, זה אומר שהם פה עסק, והם פה אנשים שבאים ושמים מטבעות בצד בשביל מרקטינג, שיווק ומימון. אז הכל זה ממומן על ידי הקהילה, בהתחלה זה היה ככה, ובאמת חסר הרבה מרקטינג, כי אין מישהו שישפוך את הכסף הזה, כמו שיש ברשת אחרות. באתריום יש לנו את הפונדשן של אתריום, בסולנה הם בכלל מכרו את המטבעות לקרנות, ויש להם גם אלוקציה משלהם, פה אין כזה דבר, כולם קיבלו את המטבעות שלהם בדרך היחידה, שזה קריאה או קנייה לשוק. אז אין פה מאיפה להוציא. אז זה קושי משמעותי.
את מרגיש שזה כמו התקופה שלכל טלפון היה מתן אחר, והרבה דרכים להטעין טלפון, ועד שהתקבענו על תקן אחיד, שנשארנו עם 2 תקנים, USB-C והלייטנינג, והאיחוד האירופי הודיע לאפל שהיא צריכה להפסיק עם הלייטנינג, ואז התקן התקבל של ה-USB-C. גם פה כנראה ב5-10 שנים הקרובות אנחנו נמצאים באיזה אולי מלחמת התשתית של הביטקוין, של הקריפטו. שמה יהיה התשתית הביזורית של הבלוקצ'יין שעליה ייבנו רוב האפליקציות בהמשך. אפרופו קספה, לצורך העניין, גם בביטקוין, שהוא איטי הרבה יותר מקספה, כי הוא מאמת בלוק, יש על גביו, לא יודע אם אפשר לקרוא לזה בביטקוין לייר 2, אבל יש אפליקציה נוספת עליו, שנקראת רשת הלייטנינג, רשת הברק, שהתשלומים שם עוברים תוך שניות, אם לא מאית השניות, בעלויות שברירי האחוזים. כלומר, גם לביטקוין כבר יש את
הברק שלו.
את הברק שלו, הוא יתגבר על הקשיים הטכנולוגיים לאורך הדרך, שפתאום אמרו, כל 10 דקות זה לא מספיק.
אז בעצם קספה במצב כזה מאבד את האטרקטיביות.
אבל גם אותו דבר, בין האיתריום, הסולנה, לאבלנץ', יש היום הרבה טכנולוגיות שבסוף כנראה נתקבע, המרוץ יצטמצם למספר מתמודדים יותר מצומצם.
אבל העתיד של הקריפטו הוא עדיין בקריאה כאילו, ולא יהיה משהו ירוק יותר?
אז בסופו של דבר, למה בכלל עברו מהעולם של הקריאה לעולם של סטייקינג, שזה איתריום, אז גם הנושא הירוק, אבל יותר הנושא גם של העמלות, גם של המהירות, ואז בעצם מוותרים על בעצם ההבטחה של הצ'יין. אז מה שקספה עשתה פה, אמרה, אוקיי, אני לא אוותר כמו איתריום וסולנה ואחרים על ההבטחה, אני לא אעבור לפרוף אוף סטייק, ואני אוותר בעצם על ההבטחה של הצ'יין, אני אקח את אותו מנוע של proof of work, ועכשיו אני אייצר רשת יותר טובה שישתמשו בה. דרך אגב, עכשיו קספה גם בונים לייר 2, ועוד ליירים בעצם שיהיה אפשר לפתח חוזים חכמים, ודברים מאוד מאוד מעניינים מהרשת עצמה, אז היא תהיה מהירה עם חוזים חכמים ועם הכל, שהיום ביטקוין הוא עדיין לא כזה.
פתאום הופך למתחרה של האיתריום, רק מבחינת ההבטחה.
בדיוק, אז הוא מתחרה של האיתריום, הוא בעצם סוג של פותר את הטרילמה, והוא מתחרה של האיתריום.
Crypto Crew seeing Siona rep Kaspa National TV just fires me up. I don't know about you, but it's proof that real innovation backed by a passionate community can break through the noise and go mainstream. Irrespective of the current price per Kaspa coin, as of the making of this recording, I personally believe we will see more of these type of appearances on TV, but of course I could be wrong. None of the things shared on your Crypto Crew is financial advice, so please do your own research. But do drop your thoughts in the comments below about this segment featuring Siona from Kaspa Com. Shout out to him and the team.
I really think the technology behind Kaspa is unique and is going to work in a cash-based system.
By the way, if you're looking for a pro Kaspa exchange, check out Blowfin, which offers rock-solid security, no downtime, and zero KYC hassle. Right now, Blowfin is dropping fat bonuses for our community, even if you're already with Blowfin. So don't miss out. Hit the link in the description box below. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good.
Stick around.
Fix show.
So shout out to Crypto Crew in that video, even though most of it is in a different language, but it was still a lot of great information. But kind of see if we got another video in you guys. Oh yeah, I was gonna play this one. So let me play this and we'll be right back.
It's not cash. It's too expensive to be cash. The velocity of Bitcoin doesn't work as cash. Then it was supposed to be a store of value. The store of values have been running like absolute crazy. Look at gold, look at silver. Those are the store of values at the moment. And Bitcoin is not a store of value. It hasn't been doing that. It's also not a technology. I mean, when I say it's not a technology, it's also not tracking the NASDAQ or the S&P 500. And so what is Bitcoin? I'm going to be honest here. And I know that the maxis are going to hate me for it. But I would say that since the launch of Bitcoin, Kaspa is the most impressive piece of technology that I've actually seen, to be honest. Their founder, one of their founders is someone who is, I mean, people think that he may have been related to Satoshi. I'm not going to go down any conspiracy theories, but suffice to say, this is one of the smartest guys in blockchain ever. And this is one of the smartest pieces of technology in blockchain ever.
So what is Bitcoin? So this is one of the questions that I've seen most of the Bitcoiners start to ask themselves. And if you're into Kaspa, I think this was the first question that you ask yourself that led you to finding Kaspa. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is not peer-to-peer cash. Bitcoin is also not a store of value. Bitcoin is also not a technology. So what exactly is Bitcoin? Now, if this question starts to get asked to majority of the people, I think most of the people will decide to pivot into Kaspa. And we're already seeing the signs because most of the Bitcoiners, the long-term Bitcoin investors, are starting to look for other alternatives. The mask is now falling off, and people are starting to realize that the original mission of Bitcoin was not to become a store of value. And the store of value narrative is also not holding as most of the people expected. Because if you want to measure if Bitcoin is a store of value, you have to see what Bitcoin does during market uncertainty. In 2025 and in 2026, there's been a lot of uncertainty in the markets. And what did most of these investors decide to do? They decided to allocate most of the capital into precious metals like gold and silver, instead of allocating most of the capital into Bitcoin. And as you can see, Bitcoin's price is now at 65,000 US dollars. Bitcoin's all-time high was at 126,000 US dollars. The mask is finally dropping, and most of the people who were blinded by Bitcoin's price are now starting to realize that they need a better alternative. As we can see, this post from Marshall, who is one of the Bitcoiners, said, "It would be interesting if a new version of Bitcoin suddenly dropped that was actually decentralized and could scale. The timing would be perfect." The reason why this tweet is very interesting is because most of the Bitcoiners still expect that a new version of Bitcoin will suddenly drop. But they forget that to create something similar to Bitcoin that could scale is not an easy thing. That is why you can see Ethereum, XRP, Sui, Solana decided to take another route. They decided to avoid proof of work because they thought proof of work could not scale. And then you have Kaspa. You have people working on Kaspa, for example, Jonathan Sopoliski, Michael Satan, and all the important Kaspa core team members, the researchers, developers, and everybody that is contributing on Kaspa development, working day in, day out to make sure that this infrastructure is really perfect. So most of the people will ask themselves, like, what's the difference between Bitcoin and Kaspa? You have Bitcoin's price falling. At the same time, the price of Kaspa is also falling. But the difference is really, really massive. First of all, the main narrative right now of Bitcoin is a store value. But if you measure the store value narrative to what we are seeing currently in the markets, Bitcoin was supposed to be holding up really strongly because it is a store value, right? It should be performing really well, just like gold and silver. But instead, we are seeing the price of Bitcoin fall just like other cryptocurrencies. The stock market and all other markets are actually performing better than Bitcoin. And then you have Bitcoiners saying that Bitcoin is the actual store value. When you compare these two charts, you have the gold market cap versus the Bitcoin market cap chart, you can see what is the actual store value. Gold is actually performing better as a store value than Bitcoin. And this is not me being anti-Bitcoin or anti-crypto. I'm just stating the facts here. You cannot say that you are store value, but when there's market uncertainty, you just dump like everybody else. If Bitcoin is supposed to be a store value, then it should be measured or assessed depending on the current market conditions. Now, you look at the Bitcoin's white paper. The heading alone states that Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Now, the reason why most of the Bitcoiners right now are starting to open their eyes, and that is why you are seeing questions like this. What is Bitcoin? Cash? No. Store value? No. A technology? No. So what is Bitcoin? Right? What is Bitcoin? This is one of the questions that if most of the people, as I said, ask themselves the same question, you're going to see a massive pivot into assets like Kaspa. Now, I think these are the early signs. These are the early warnings that most of the people should not be ignoring. At some point in time, majority of the people are going to wake up once the blinders are gone. Once people start to realize what Bitcoin actually is, what it was meant to be, and once they learn about Kaspa and find out what actually Kaspa is and what actually Kaspa is trying to solve, I think most of the people will have no option but to pivot into Kaspa. And for the people that are judging Kaspa depending on the price performance right now, you have to understand that you're judging Kaspa prematurely. You have to realize that Kaspa is not functioning at its full potential. It's even still under development. What you're seeing right now is a tiny ability of Kaspa. And once everything falls into place, that is when you're going to see the true potential of Kaspa. We have Vitalik right now trying to copy and paste again Kaspa's ideas. He used Jonathan Sopolinsky's ideas back in 2013. And right now, because of the failing Ethereum ecosystem, he's now trying to figure out how to solve Ethereum problems using Kaspa's ideas. And this should actually tell you something, that Kaspa is headed in the right direction. Now, just to remind most of the people, in case you forgot, the same person that is asking this question, what is Bitcoin, CryptoBanter, who is asking himself, like, what is Bitcoin? This person once covered Kaspa. And after covering Kaspa, he never talked about Kaspa again.
Simple. Proof of work. Proof of work, exactly. Bitcoin was built using the proof of work consensus algorithm, right? So in order to earn the mining rewards, miners had to solve a very complicated mathematical problem. And when they did, and they proved that they did the work, they got rewarded and the block was mined, right? So the next narrative is actually proof of work. And for a long time, the reason why proof of work was actually out of favor is because it was slow.
Yo, what up? Boom, TT9 9079 97. What's going on, bro? Let's finish this video, then we'll shut it down for the day.
And it was expensive, and you needed very, very, very complicated mining equipment. Well, now proof of work is not slow, and it's not limited in what you can do. And the reason why that is because of a couple of very, very, very big developments. So the first big development is Kaspa. What is Kaspa? Kaspa is a proof of work token, but has a new kind of technology called a block DAG, which means that, I'll make it very, very simple for you. Instead of blocks being mined in a straight line, so one block, then another block, then another block, then another block, what it does is it mines them in a DAG, which is a directed acyclic graph, which means that there's a lot of blocks. Let me see if they've got any like visuals here of how that, here we go. You can see a great visual here of how this works. So this is a block DAG visualizer, but you see the blocks aren't linear in a straight line. There's multiple blocks. And so with this, you can get much faster transactions, which means that if Bitcoin is the gold, and gold is something that you're supposed to keep in your bottom drawer or in your teeth or wherever you keep your gold. I don't know where you keep your gold, but you're not supposed to trade it a lot. You're supposed to have it as a store of value. Kaspa, which actually means silver, by the way, Kaspa is supposed to be money. It's proof of work money because it's very, very, very fast transactions. And I'm going to be honest here, and I know that the maxis are going to hate me for it, but I would say that since the launch of Bitcoin, Kaspa is the most impressive piece of technology that I've actually seen, to be honest. Their founder, one of their founders is someone who is, people think that he may have been related to Satoshi. I'm not going to go down any conspiracy theories, but suffice to say, this is one of the smartest guys in blockchain ever. And this is one of the smartest pieces of technology in blockchain ever.
Now, I think instead of trying to find out what Bitcoin actually is, it would be better if he went back into his notes and start revising about Kaspa. These are the early signs of massive adoption when it comes to Kaspa. Once most of the people ask themselves the same question, most of the people will tell you that They are into Bitcoin because Bitcoin is decentralized, Bitcoin is secure, Bitcoin is a store of value. But the main reason that most of the people are invested in Bitcoin, the main reason people put their money into Bitcoin is because Bitcoin has proven to be consistently able to go up in price. And once Bitcoin's price doesn't perform like most of the people expect, these are the questions that you're going to be getting most of the time. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin is not cash. It's not peer-to-peer electronic cash. Kaspa is peer-to-peer electronic cash. Bitcoin is not also a store of value. As we can see, during market uncertainty, all the capital is flowing into gold and silver. Instead of acting as a store of value, Bitcoin is dumping, currently at 65,000 US dollars. And by the time I post this video, I don't know even if this level is still going to be holding. And at the same time, we are seeing most of the Bitcoiners starting to post stuff like this. It would be interesting if a new version of Bitcoin suddenly dropped that was actually decentralized and could scale. The timing would be perfect. You have VProx, you have Dark Knight, you have the Kaspa core team really working hard to deliver on the roadmap. Just pay attention to Kaspa. And this is to encourage most of the people that feel down, especially due to the price performance of Kaspa. I think good things are coming. There's no need to panic. When you look at most of the people asking themselves these questions, at the same time, you have Ethereum's founder Vitalik looking into what is happening with Kaspa and trying to steal ideas again. I think you have to realize that you are into the right ecosystem. Kaspa is the future. Kaspa is creating something that has never been done before. People decided to escape this proof of work way, but in the end, Kaspa has proven to most of the people that you can be proof of work, you can be secure, you can be decentralized, and you can scale at the same time, more than the proof of stake protocols. This is it for today. Let me know what you think. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like. Make sure to subscribe. It's the easiest way to spread the word about Kaspa. It's also the easiest way to support this channel. Thank you so much for watching and see you in the next episode.
So again, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, thanks for joining. And you can see we log off. Kaspa is still pumping on the 4 hour. Check on the, come on, bro, on the 15 minute. It is at the 3 cent mark. See if we can pull it up here before we log off. Currently, Kaspa is up 16.96%. Let's go at 3 cent. So let me know in the comments, and also join us back at 6:05 somewhere in there for the live stream for ZBCN. ZBCN is running as well, and we'll close down with that. So thanks for joining. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and super chat. And as always, let's get back to the money, guys. Yeah, ZBCN is up 30%. Let's get back to the money, guys, and stay dangerous. It's your main man, BTM, signing out. Peace and hair grease. Miner is out.